Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make molten lava cakes. And I got the recipe from Joshua Weissman's YouTube video called Domino's Chocolate Lava Cakes but Better. And I will put the recipe up here somewhere, and I'll include the link in the description so you can follow along using his recipe. The first thing we have to do is preheat our oven. The next thing we're going to do is put a pot on the stove, and you want to have about a half inch of water in the pot, and then we're going to let that water simmer so that we can set this up for a double boiler for the chocolate. Here I have a half cup of unsalted butter and 165 grams of 60% cacao chocolate. And I like to use chocolate chips because then I don't have to chop the chocolate, but it would melt quicker and smoother if you finely chopped a bar of 60% cacao chocolate instead. Also, about the 165 grams thing, you definitely want to adhere to that because I've made this recipe quite a few times, and the times that I used just a few grams more chocolate, the cakes ended up being so chocolatey that I felt they were inedible. So here I've placed a medium-sized glass bowl on top of the pot with the simmering water, and this is going to be our double boiler. Again, you want to make sure that the water is only about a half inch in the pot. You don't really want the glass of the bowl to be touching the water because it's going to cause the chocolate to heat up too quickly, and that might cause it to burn. So now we're going to put our chocolate and our butter into this bowl. In a separate glass bowl, we're going to crack 2 eggs and 2 egg yolks into the bowl. Here we are back at the double boiler, and I'm just going to go ahead and stir this around a bit. And we can see that it's already starting to melt quite a lot, but we do want these sticks of butter to be completely melted. Now, as for the eggs, we're going to whisk this until it almost looks like it doubled in volume, and until it's a slightly lighter color. Now, this would be a lot easier with an electric hand mixer or an actual, stand mixer, but I don't have that, and I'm cooking in my dorm kitchen, so we're just gonna make do. Once you have achieved the conditions for the eggs, you're going to add in a couple of things. So in this Pyrex dish, I have 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of light brown sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of fine sea salt. So you're gonna add all of this to the egg mixture, and then we're going to whisk that in. And that means that the oven is finished preheating. So the next step is to add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract to the egg mixture. And then you're going to mix that in well as well. So now we're checking up on our chocolate butter mixture, and we still have some of the sticks remaining, so we're going to have to wait a little bit longer so that this is fully melted. Okay, so for this last step in our whole process, the chocolate and butter has fully homogenized, and now we are going to take this egg mixture and we're going to pour it into the chocolate and then fold it in. Now that that's completely folded in, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and fold that into this as well. And that is exactly what I have in this Pyrex dish, is just all-purpose flour. So we're going to pour that in and then we're going to fold it. And once we finish folding this flour in, then we are done with the cake batter portion of our baking. Now to prepare the ramekins, you're going to want to take a stick of butter and butter the inside of them, and then we're also going to take some all-purpose flour, just a pinch of it, and then we're going to dust the inside, making sure that everything is coated. And then whatever is left over, you're just going to tap out. And you want to do this for as many of the ramekins as you're using to make the cake batter. If you're using smaller ramekins, I think this recipe is good for four of the ramekins, but I think mine are a little bit bigger than the ones that Joshua Weissman used. And so for me, the cake batter only fills up 3. But of course, you could always adjust the proportions to make more molten lava cakes if you'd like. So here we have our buttered and flour dusted ramekins ready to have the batter poured into them. So now we're just going to take the cake batter and pour it as evenly as possible between these. Okay, that was a little bit messy, but that's okay. And now we're going to put these into the oven for 10 minutes. Don't put them in for any longer. So once you take your cakes out of the oven, you want to let them sit and cool for a couple of minutes before plating. And now I'm going to show you how we're going to plate one of these cakes. And basically I'm going to take a cake spatula, like this one, and just kind of go around the rim to separate the cake gently from the ramekin. And now that it's loosened, I'm going to bring a plate over here. And we're gonna turn this bad boy over onto the plate. So here's our plate. And here's our ramekin. I'm sorry that my plate looks crusty, bro. These are the plates from Target, and I use this one the most. You can see that it's got scratches and stuff, and it's not the cutest, but unfortunately I can't do anything about the quality of this plastic plate. So now we're going to take, this is still kind of hot, we're going to take the ramekin and you are going to turn it upside down onto your plate and pray that it comes out in one piece. Okay, it definitely did. Nice. Now, so as you can see, the top part is like kind of ugly, and we've got some of the underbaked stuff in the center. And that's a good indication that our cooking actually worked, because the point of this cake was to underbake it so that the center would be like lava. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to get some confectioner's sugar, and we're going to disguise the top. Alright, now I have a sieve that has confectioner's or powdered sugar in it, and this is just going to allow us to dust a fine coat of powdered sugar on top. You know, I think this makes the crusty plate look a little bit nicer, and I think it makes the crusty top of the cake look a little bit nicer because you can't see the imperfection of where the underbakedness occurred. And I think this makes it a lot nicer to serve to people. I put way too much confectioner's sugar in this, but that's all right, man. It's okay. Anyways, that's pretty much it for making the molten lava cake and for plating it and everything. I think that a strawberry slice on top would be a nice garnish, and I definitely believe that serving it with fresh vanilla ice cream is super good, but unfortunately I don't have vanilla ice cream in the budget for this video. Okay, welcome back. Here we have the finished product. Wow. And now we're gonna see how it tastes. This would be better with ice cream, I'm telling you. It's wonderful. I know it doesn't look super gooey and lava melty like you would expect from a restaurant or something like that, but it is perfectly oozing. I'm gonna need a glass of milk. But that's my molten lava cake. Thank you for watching, and I hope you try this out because it's a really good recipe and it's really easy.